Bushrangers were escaped convicts in the early years of the British settlement of Australia. The term bushrangers referred to people who lived in the bush and supported themselves through criminal activity. Bushranging began after British settlement with the establishment of New South Wales as a penal colony in 1788. Over 2,000 bushrangers are estimated to have roamed New South Wales and engaged in crimes of arson, stock theft, home invasion and murder. The first generation of bushrangers were convict escapees known as convict bolters. These convicts would use flintlock muskets and operate in the bushland surrounding Sydney. The first notable bushranger was the African convict John Caesar, who robbed settlers for petty theft and stole food from Aboriginal people to sustain himself. However, Caesar was eventually shot to death in February 1796. Government authorities used Aboriginal trackers to try and hunt for these bushrangers. Some bolters even set sail for foreign land, but most were hunted down and brought back to Australia, with many bushrangers believing that they could reach China by escaping through the bush. The second period of Australian bushrangers began after gold was discovered in 1851. The period was dominated by native-born Australians who were attracted to adventure and easy wealth. Many lived in the bush and stole from people that were heading back from the goldfields in Victoria and New South Wales. Others robbed banks, inns and stagecoaches. These bushrangers often engaged in cruel acts, including torture and murder. One of them went by the name of Charles Russell, who stripped clothing from his victims, filled their boots with venomous bull ants, and tied them to trees for them to die. In Queensland and Western Australia, bushrangers often engaged in shootouts with the police. In 1865, the New South Wales government attempted to curb bushranging by enacting the Felons Apprehension Act, which allowed anyone to shoot a declared outlaw on sight. The last period of bushranging began in the 1870s and included people who had been transported from Ireland. These bushrangers presented themselves as Robin Hoods because they stole from the rich and gave to the poor. The most famous of these bushrangers was Ned Kelly, a free Irish immigrant, and was born in 1854. Although bushrangers appeared sporadically into the early 20th century, most historians regard Kelly's capture and execution as representing the end of the bushranging era. Despite their crimes, many Australians glorified bushranger activities, and some bushrangers even gained legendary status, the most profound of these being Ned Kelly.